All right, so on the front of your trailer, you've got your propane tank. With this tank, you want to make sure it's closed when you're driving, always. The way I look at it is if you guys have to come to a dead stop on the highway, if this did by chance happen to come off, the first place it's going to go is forward to the vehicle. So always make sure your propane tanks are turned off when traveling. Your batteries have been hooked up. There's nothing you really need to do with these or to maintain them. They're already set up and good for you to go. I do recommend that in the winter time, if you take them off during storage, take a picture of how the wiring is set up on top. It helps.
Awesome.
Just take a quick picture so you remember which wires go to where when you go to hook it up again. And when you're storing your batteries in the winter, you want to make sure that you don't store them on direct concrete or any direct flooring. If you put them in the basement, maybe just put a piece of wood on the ground and set it on the piece of wood, but not directly on the concrete. So those are your batteries. Your hitching, we're going to get to after, once we're all set up to do the hitch. On the outside here, you've got a really nice storage compartment. So they swapped your batteries. So your old boxes are in here. They didn't want to get rid of any of your pieces for you. And your jacks. So you guys have 4 stabilizing jacks on your trailer. Did you have stabilizing jacks on the tent trailer? These jacks?
Oh yeah.
The corner ones?
Yeah.
So you're familiar, they're not going to lift your trailer off the ground, but all they're going to do is get rid of the motion of the ocean feeling. So that's all they're going to do, and your jack crank is just right here in the bag for you. So that's your jack crank, compartment. And another nice feature with your trailer is you guys have a solar prep.
Yeah.
So if you guys happen to buy a solar kit from somewhere and you wanted to plug it into the trailer to run off of, it plugs in right here. So that's all you have to do.
So if I'm going to use the solar panel, I can still use I can use the electricity
From
inside.
that
From
to power.
that, then can charge also directly to the
Exactly.
battery.
It'll also charge your battery for you. So it's a nice thing to have because you know it's constantly powering everything and constantly charging. So you know
Okay.
that you're never going to be stranded. So that's your solar prep. Your awning. So you guys have a
yeah.
really nice automatic awning. These are, they take away the very unfun of having to pull it out and all the hard work. So it's a very nice awning. With it, you guys have what's called an auto setting pitch system. So you'll notice that the arms bend.
Okay.
So if it was really sunny in one corner, you can pull it down at an angle. The nice thing too is if it's raining, I don't know if you guys have ever had the pleasure of dumping rain off an awning and you're the one standing at the end. So this will actually do it itself. So if it was raining and all the water pooled to one side, it'll drop by itself and let all the water off for you so it won't get damaged. And another thing is if it's windy, it moves, so it gives it more movement so it can be in the wind a little bit, rather with the old ones where it's so stiff that these pieces eventually break.
Yeah.
So these are a great design for camping. It's a nice one to have for you guys.
So this is electric, right?
This is an electric awning.
So if ever we run out of battery, how do we?
you ever run out of batteries,
How do we?
this rubber grommet,
Yeah.
you're gonna pop that off, and inside is going to look like this piece but smaller. And you're gonna get a wrench and some pliers, and you're gonna stand on a ladder, and
Good.
you're just gonna manually turn it.
And it will.
And it will go in or out if you
Oh,
need
this
it
one,
to.
right?
Yeah, just inside
Open
that
that
little,
one.
Yeah, you just pop it out.
Okay.
So that's how you manually do it. It's not fun, but it's an emergent. It's for
In
emergency
case.
situations,
Yeah.
just in case.
Just in case.
You have to have the option, so that's where you'd access that. Any questions about your awning?
So far, no good. No.
Alrighty. So, also on the outside here, you guys have your cooking exhaust vent. So when you guys are cooking at the campsite, when you're using your stove and the fan on your stove, this is going to suck up all that exhaust and push it outside the trailer. So
Okay.
that's what this is going to do for you. Because we're not using the fan right now, there's no air to push that open, it's closed. So what I tell people is when you're camping, just before you leave, just walk by and just do this. Just tap it, just push your finger and make sure it's flush like this and closed, because it's
So
just
how this one will open also if I'm
once
going
you're cooking. Yeah,
So how to open it?
you can't from out here. That's the joy. You open it from it just opens by itself once
Oh,
you're
okay.
cooking. The air will force it to open, so that way the exhaust is constantly going
So
out.
once
When you guys leave, just when you
Make
leave,
sure.
yeah, just walk by, give it a quick tap.
So if the fan inside turn off, this one will automatic close.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So that's your exhaust fan. Nice little security light by the front door for you, so it's a little entry light so you can see when you're getting into your steps. Yeah.
Morning. Morning.
Good morning.
And then this lovely piece, this is your outtake for your furnace. So this gets really, really hot. So I warn people, you know, some people will put chairs and tables up against the trailer. This will get really warm when you're using your furnace. At nighttime, usually you use your
That's the
furnace.
suction or
This is coming out.
coming out?
So this is just hot air that'll just be pumping out of
Okay.
here. So some people lean their chairs up against here and then all of a sudden it melts
Yeah.
by the morning. So I always warn people about that. And GFI protected plugs. So if you guys were out camping and you had a table out here, you wanted to plug the coffee maker in or an extension cord or anything you wanted, you can plug
So that's
into
6
here.
volts.
Pardon me?
6 volts?
Yes.
12 volts?
12.
12 volts.
Yeah, so, and they're GFI protected. So if you ever plug your coffee maker in here and it wouldn't turn on, there's a reset button inside you can press and it'll refire up all of your switches for you. So they do work, which
So-
I'll show you inside.
For example, 120,
Yeah.
it will work over there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
6 volts only.
Well, ow. I'm a tad bit confused. Uno momento. Ow.
I don't get it. This one supplied by 12 volts. Then if you're going to plug, for example,
Anything that looks like a house plug,
Yeah.
anything that looks like a house plug is house plug. So it's 120 volt.
120 volts.
Yeah.
Also, there's a converter over there.
There's a converter that runs your lights and your furnace and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's basically a battery charger. So when you're plugged in, it charges your battery.
Okay.
Um,
Just like the TV inside, we can plug in we don't need a converter anymore.
Nope. Nope. Plug's right in.
Okay, it's ready for
Yeah, it's
120.
just
yeah, it would be 110, but it would
Well,
be the
110.
same as your house TV at home. You would have to be plugged in to your shore power.
But we cannot use it if ever there's no plug in the camping
Not
site.
unless you buy a 12 volt TV.
Okay, that
Right?
makes sense now.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, no
Thanks,
problem.
Al.
Yeah, no, if
Thank
you
you so
buy
much.
one that would work in your van, then it would work in this if it's not plugged in.
Oh.
But if it won't work in your van, then it has to be plugged in.
Okay.
All right?
Now I understand now.
Thanks,
Thank you
Al.
so much.
All right. Those are the plugs.
Those are the plugs.
He's a really good tech. He's just doing your guys' hitch. So you guys also
Another
have
storage.
nice storage in here. So some storage for you.
What's that for?
And your crate
Oh.
is for... Oh, they're nice. This is for the top of your awning.
Oh, for the awning.
Yeah. So this is for
Okay.
your awning.
So I don't need a scroll
Nope.
or something like that.
Some of them come with one and some of them don't. So yay! You get the
Oh, I'm
easier
good
way.
now. So
So these are your compartments.
remember that over that
Awning.
for that awning.
Label it. Label. So your slide all the way out. Not too much to worry about this. So.
By
Slide.
chance,
Yes.
do you have any idea how much the capacity of this?
I'm pretty positive it's 1,200. Like, or something. Like, these bars can support. I'll have to look for the specific numbers for you, but if you look underneath here,
1,000. Oh,
if you look,
1,000.
I believe it's 1,000 pounds. Yeah.
1,000 pounds?
Because if you notice these bars, the way this is structured,
Yeah.
this is designed to hold a lot of weight.
So I don't need
No, not
So put-
like on the tent trailers. The bars that come down to support the weight back here.
I was thinking that if there's lots of kids playing over there, I'm
if
going to
you
put the
were
support.
all sitting on this, maybe on a hill, like you on a very very steep hill, maybe you'd have a problem. But no, you'll be okay. I
Okay.
would say don't exceed 1,000.
So
to
it
be
won't.
safe.
If ever I'm going to put some woods to support over here,
Oh, you can do that, yeah.
I can do that.
Of course.
It won't damage the.
No, the one thing you want to make sure though, same with the tent trailer, like the one you have.
Yeah.
If these bars then it would take a lot to bend these. But you know, the tent trailer one, sometimes you push the bed up too much to get in, and then it bends a little bit, and it's really hard to get in and out.
Yeah.
So you just want to make sure that you're not putting too much weight pressure on
that
this.
one won't
But
bend.
that's never a bad idea if you wanted to cut a piece of wood to have it
Yeah.
as just a stabilizer. Just put a few of them across.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Okay.
But it won't damage anything, no. And your spare tire while you're under here. If you ever need to access your spare tire, pops off on the back here. So you just take these 4 off. This will slide off, and then you're gonna pop these 2 off.
Okay.
And then those 2 would allow this tire to actually come off for you. So that's your spare tire and your propane quick connect. So if you guys ever brought a barbecue with you or a portable stove and you wanted to plug it into this propane connection, you can run off your propane tank on your trailer with this. So you would just, like an air hose, you would put it in, put your fitting in, and open your line. This is how you open. Closed is like this, open is flush. So I'm gonna leave it closed for now, so that way it's a closed line. And then just put your plug back in.
So down close.
Yep. So down is closed, flush is open, and then close. So we'll leave that closed for now. And let's go take a look at the other side. All right. So your hot water tank.
Hot water tank.
It's already been de-winterized for you, so it's ready to use. The only thing that you need to do from out here, if you ever need to, is if your water is too hot. And by too hot, you'll know. You'll go inside, you'll turn your tap on, and bursts of air are going to be coming out with your water, little air bubbles. It'll be So if you just come out here, see how there's a little bit of water coming out when I touch this? Pull it up a bit, a little bit comes out.
Okay.
So when this is on and it's really hot, there's too much pressure built up in there, all the air, all the steam. So if you come out here with a glove on, make sure you got a glove or your hand or towel or something, just so it's not direct, because this will be hot. And you just let out a little bit of steam, and instead of water coming out, it's going to be bursts of steam.
This is like a pressure.
A pressure release. This is
pressure
all
release.
this is. And that's all you need to...
we knew if the water is really hot, then the sink,
Yeah, you
the tap
turn...
water,
Yeah,
something like that.
It'll start
So
spurting.
if that's the sign, we're gonna release this one so that
Yeah, exactly.
releasing the the pressure.
Another thing that you're going to need to know, and this is only going to be for when you're winterizing your trailer, so this is only for winterizing what I'm about to tell you, not for camping. If you need to ever empty your hot water tank because you need to get the water out of there quickly, it's going to drop to -20 all of a sudden and you don't want it to freeze. If you pull this pin, and I'm not going to do it because we're going to get soaked if I do, if you pull this pin directly up, it's just going to shoot all the water out of your tank out. It's to let...
So this one will get wet.
Yeah, but that's okay. It's allowed to get wet. It can get wet, yep.
What is this?
This is where your spark is.
Oh, so it's okay if this one
Yeah.
get wet.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, this is fine. I detailed for 2 years before I started doing the walkthroughs.
Okay.
And when they wash the trailers, they leave these open so they can clean them out.
Even this one?
Yeah.
This is okay?
Yeah.
Wet?
Yep.
Oh, there's no grounded?
I've never had a problem, and I've probably washed 1,000 trailers here, and I've never heard of an issue from it. So that's your hot water tank.
What is that?
That's where your flame is when it's ignited.
So
So when
what,
the hot water tank is actually ignited, you're going to see a spark in here, because that's where you'll hear... Let me actually just go turn it on for you, okay?
So
Wait
what
right
if the
here.
water come inside? It's okay?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
Yep, it's
Okay.
okay. I know it seems a little like, wow, but no, it can. It can. It's the same with your fridge, which I'm going to show you right here.
Okay.
That can get wet too, and it's okay. So that's your hot water tank. Ready to camp, all you have to do is press this
So the
button.
water from here,
Yeah,
my tank is on the fresh water, right?
fresh water.
Fresh water. So when
Fresh water?
during winterize, I'm going to release over there and release also here.
Yes,
So
to empty all the water.
we release over there and release this one, pull this one out.
Yeah, so you just, I'm going to do it really quickly, so just watch your feet.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's no water in there. But, and you
How
would
to
just,
open it?
There's no water in there
So
right
just
now, so
coming over.
that's why. There's no water in your
Oh,
hot water
okay.
tank, but essentially you open this and it just comes shooting out. It will just like a garden hose. It's just gonna pour out until this is empty, and that's just your hot water tank.
So the hot water tank is separate from the fresh water?
Completely separate tanks. This, which I'll
Okay.
show you the back of it inside, is a square, maybe about this big.
How many liters in hot water?
These are, I believe, 40.
40 liters for the hot water.
I believe so, yes. 6 gallons.
6 gallons?
Yeah,
Okay.
6 gallons, and that's
Okay.
just constantly passing through, right? So that's your hot water tank. Your fresh water tank.
So
is
I don't need
completely
to
separate.
fill the hot water tank
Nothing.
because it's automatic
Yep.
from the fresh water
Yep,
tank.
you
and
don't-
It should be
Exactly.
Okay.
You don't ever hook water up to this.
Okay.
As soon as you're hooked up to water and you
Okay.
turn your hot water tank on from inside the trailer, which I will show you, that's gonna be when your water will just get hot
that's
automatically.
good to know because I was thinking that during winter, if you are going to winterize, you are going only to release the fresh water,
No.
exit. Then you don't need to do the hot water tank anymore.
Oh, I'm so glad that we talked about this, because if
Yeah,
you did
yeah,
that and your
I-
tank exploded, oh dear God.
Even to me, this I have no idea on that.
Oh, it looks like a popcorn kernel, like a half popped popcorn kernel. It just explodes, and they're very expensive to fix. So,
Oh, that's
and
good
on
to
that
know.
DVD that I'm gonna give you, it shows you how to properly winterize your trailer.
So the hot water tank will be winterized over here.
Yes, and from
Okay.
inside the trailer, that's where we do it. But that's how you do your winterizing,
Okay.
directly to the tank.
Directly to the tank, yeah.
So that's your hot
that's
water
good to know.
tank.
Thank you.
Now we're gonna get to your water connections. The biggest misconception people have with camping is that you have 2 water tanks. You only have one. You have a fresh water tank, and you also have a city connection. The best way to explain it is, with your fresh water tank, let's say you guys were going camping in somewhere where you don't have the option to plug into power. There isn't an option to have water with you. You're just in the middle of the boonies, and you want to be able to wash your hands if you need to, or go to the bathroom. So this is your portable tank. You're gonna get a hose. You buy a hose that floats into here. This is a gravity fill. So all you have to do is stick the hose in and let it fill. Once it gets full, you'll notice, because your feet, like just with this one, your feet will
Okay.
get wet because it just
Overflow.
comes shooting back at you.
Okay.
There's also a monitor inside, which I'm going to show you, which tells you the accurate levels of what your tank is. So that way, if you need more water, or if it's too much, or if you're trying to empty it and you want to know if it's empty, you can check. Because this water is sitting at the very bottom of your trailer, when you go to turn your tap on inside, nothing's going to come out because it's just sitting there. You have to turn your water pump on with your fresh water connection, because what that water pump is doing now is it's pumping that water through your lines so you can use it. So with
And
the
also the
fresh
shower.
and everything. So as long as your
Okay.
water pump is on, you can use water through anything. But if it's not on, it's going to come out just like when we opened that, just dripping. You're not going to have any pressure to push it out.
Okay.
So that's why you need your water pump for that.
How many liters that?
This one's, I believe, 40. That's where I got them confused. This is 40 and that's 6.
So
Oh,
this is
sorry.
turn on
Yeah.
the water pump.
So you're going to show us?
Yeah,
everything
inside all these reader boards and switches I'm telling you about for your pumps and your hot water tank
Okay.
are on one little command center inside, which I'm going to
Okay.
show you.
Okay.
So that's your freshwater
Yeah.
tank. Now, let's say you guys went camping and you're at a campsite that offers, you can plug into power and they offer water. So you can plug a hose into your trailer. You guys are going to buy a hose. And what we recommend is a pressure regulator for when you're using City Connection, because City Connection water pressures everywhere you go are different.
Yeah.
Some water pressure comes out very lightly, some is really rough, it's very high, the PSI in it. So what the regulator does is it regulates the pressure so your water lines don't blow.
So this one cannot hold the pressure. The script.
It can only take 65.
Oh, I think it.
65 psi for these, and some campsites, if they're 90, it just might blow them, so we recommend them. With this, it's as simple as you hook up your garden hose to the City Connection, and because you've hooked that water up, the best analogy is when you're outside watering your plants, As soon as you turn your garden hose on at the house, that tap, the water's constantly coming through no matter what you do. So when you go inside the trailer and you're hooked up to this water connection, as soon as you turn the tap on, water is going to be constantly coming through your lines. You don't need a water pump for it because
okay.
it's constantly going through. It's a
Okay.
direct current of water. But this, because it's just sitting at the bottom of your trailer,
I need a pump.
you need the pump. So that's the difference between
Okay.
your water connections. Do you understand that?
Yeah. So I have a question.
Of course.
This one
Yes.
connected to this tank.
No, they
No.
are not connected to the same
So
tank.
there's
Because-
different tank again.
This is a water tank, your
Yeah.
freshwater tank.
This one have no tank.
This is a direct hookup
Direct
to the water
hookup.
line.
Okay.
So it's just a direct hookup to the line. There is no tank for this one. So if you unhooked the water all of a sudden and then you go to use the tap, you'll get whatever was left in the
Direct to
line,
the line.
and then that's it, because
Oh.
this is just directly connected to it. So as
That's
soon
why
as
we
you turn
need,
your taps on,
yeah.
it always comes through.
That's why we need a regulator.
The
there
regulator, because it's constantly
to
going
control
in there.
the pressure.
Exactly.
We can just
Okay.
open the city water line
At the
all
campsite.
all the time.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why, and I always recommend if you're somewhere
As
where
long as you close the sink.
yeah, oh gosh, I've done that. I've done that before. You know,
open-
standing out here talking, and then all of a sudden, like, or you turn the water pump by accident. I did that one time to a lovely couple, and I didn't realize one of the
It's flooding.
taps was on. So as soon as I turned the pump on, the water kept coming through, and we're outside doing the walkthrough, and we go in, and it's flooded, and I'm like, I'll grab a mop. I'm so sorry. So that's yeah, it's always good to check the taps, make sure they're closed. But that's the difference between your city connection and your water connection. And if you guys would like to purchase a regulator, they're $15. They're not expensive, and it's about $1,000 to replace your water lines. So we do sell them in parts, and they sell them all over the place. So if you guys feel like picking one up, I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
So if you guys are also at the campsite, or maybe like you guys said, you were
What is the size of this? 3.8, 1/2.
standard.
Oh, standard size.
hose, yeah,
Okay.
just a standard
The standard
hose.
hose.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
Cable
one,
TV. Okay.
cable and TV.
Yeah.
So you guys can plug into that connection at the campsite, or if you guys had friends staying the night at home, or the kids wanted to have a sleepover in here, hook up your cable connection to here, and they can watch movies or
Yeah, okay.
do whichever in there. So that's just a direct line to that for you. And this lovely compartment, these are the service accesses for your fridge. So the biggest thing I tell people with it, I'll show you what it looks like. There's absolutely nothing you need to do to maintain it. There's nothing that you need to do in here. I tell people to just stay out, because with this, unless there is ever a problem with your fridge, this is just so the tech can access it, so they don't have to rip your whole fridge out, because at home you can just pull your fridge away from the wall. In a trailer it's built in. So that's what it looks like. I know with my trailer, once a year, right before I put it for storage, I just bring a vacuum outside quickly.
But this one is not. This is not allowed to be get wet.
Yeah, it can get wet.
Oh.
The only thing, because if you'll notice, there's grates on here inside. The only thing that you don't want to do, because it will get water inside the trailer, is stand there with a garden hose shooting straight up for like a couple
Okay,
minutes. You don't
yeah.
want to do that. But washing your trailer, or when it rains
Yeah.
or anything, and that's why the vents are up top, not on the bottom, so that way the water does run down and off. So that's your fridge. Nothing to, there's really nothing
So
to
fridge
do.
is not going to winterize also?
Nope, you don't need
Nope.
to do anything with your fridge.
Because there's some water inside the fridge.
Sometimes there is. They're the ones that we do have to winterize, or the ones that they have.
I heard
in
because
some-
I heard the fridge. Someone.
the ones with the ice makers you have to,
Oh.
because there's a direct water line in the back of them.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like the fancy 2-door house fridges.
Yeah.
Those ones you do need to winterize. Yes.
So this is the
That's your power cord.
30 amperes.
30 amps, yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to give you an adapter so that way you
Okay.
can amp down to a household plug-in. So that way if you guys were at home and wanted to plug the trailer in for a few hours before you went camping, you can. So that's your cord, and it just strings into here like so and sits in there. It's its own storage compartment. You can also keep that closed so that way nothing can get in. So that's your power. Now, the most fun part of camping.
Grill, yeah.
Yay!
The black tank.
So,
My favorite.
he knows the black tank. So,
I I watched the YouTube
oh,
today.
did you?
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good. So the way they've labeled it, black is black, gray is gray. Your black tank is your toilet. Your gray tank is everything else. So your shower, your sinks, everything, that kind of water.
They are separate tank.
Yes, they're completely separate
Okay.
tanks. If you'll notice how this valve shuts off here and how this tank, this line is going to another tank and how this big one is going to a separate one, they are separate tanks.
So this is closed like this.
Yep, so that's closed right now. When you're ready to dump your trailer, the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure these are closed. Always, always, always. There's nothing worse than going camping and accidentally forgetting that those are open, and as soon as you go and take this cap off, it all comes out on you.
Okay.
So it's not very fun. I've had it happen. It's very unforgettable. So the first thing you want to do, make sure these are closed. Then you're going to hook up your sewer hose, which clamps on just like that. Make sure your hose is on. The first one you're going to pull is going to be your black tank. So you're going to pull your black tank, pull the lever out. You're going to let it run empty.
When I
Pull?
no, when I disposing my black tank.
Yeah.
So release that one first.
Yep.
Pull it out
Pull your valve.
like that.
Yep. So you're going to pull your valve.
Then turn it or
Nope,
no?
that's it. That's
Just-
open.
oh, that's open.
Closed, open.
Oh,
So
okay.
first, you're going to open the black, let it run empty.
This one.
You want to leave the black tank open while you're dumping, because now what we're going to do, once this is still pulled out, now you're going to pull your gray. You're going to open the gray, so they're both open at the same time. You want them to be open at the same time, because what's happening now with that is all the gray water is being forced to go through the black line. So that way it helps clean it, That's all it does. So you want to make sure that you open your black first for a minute. Then you're going to open your gray, leave them both open, and let them run together. Because it's going
Before
to...
releasing this? Oh, but I'm going to put first the, the
Your hose. Always have your hose on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so after that, open the black tank for
For about a minute.
about a minute.
Yeah, let it dump. And inside the trailer, there's a reader board to tell you how full these are.
So I'm not going to close it and what do you mean? I'm going to finish
So your hose...
draining the black tank first before opening.
Yeah, even if you ever forgot and you just pulled your black, let it run empty and then pulled your gray, that's fine.
Okay.
But you want to do them together, or at least have it so that way your black line is pulled, it's emptied, leave it this open, and then open this one. So it sends all this water through this tank.
So when I'm going to open this one, I'm not going to close it.
Exactly.
What if the in black tank,
Yeah.
the waste in black tank will go to
Nope.
my freshwater tank?
Nope.
Because it will merge together.
Nope. Won't happen, because this doesn't actually go through the tank. It just goes through this pipe, this line, the line. It doesn't actually run through the tank, but it goes through the line.
Oh yeah, because the tank.
Yeah, they're
Yes, oh.
separate. If you look underneath,
Yeah.
so this just helps run water through here, so it helps clean out this piping for you.
Yeah, there's no way that the water from the black tank will go over here because there's a pressure of water from the gray tank going out.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's going to be how you dump your tank. Then lastly, when you're done dumping, close your valves, make sure they're in, let your hose run for a couple of seconds, because still there might be a little bit of water coming out. So just make sure your hose, I shake it right here while it's still connected, because you can feel if the water is coming through or not. Unconnect your hose and you're done. That's it.
So I don't need to flush this one to clean everything.
That's
Just
why-
to make sure
That's why you open this.
to make sure my black tank will be all clean inside.
If you ever want to flush it when you get home from camping, if
Yeah.
you pull up at your house, go find this window probably would be your best one, or
Yeah.
through the front door. Bring your garden hose inside, and if you actually want to follow me, because we'll just video this right now while we're doing it. If you really want to flush it out to help clean out just that tank,
Yeah.
put your hose on, pull just the black tank when you get home after it's been dumped. You're gonna string your garden hose, kink it first so that way it's not spraying in your trailer. So that way it's not spraying in the trailer everywhere. But you'll bring your garden hose in, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna open the hole in your toilet, stick the garden hose down here, and just leave the garden hose so it's constantly running water through your tank and constantly dumping out the hose.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's how to clean the tank.
The tank. That's, yes, and that's the most effective way you can do it. Some people, what they'll also do is they'll boil lots of water at home, lots of really hot boiling water, and then dump it down the toilet so it'll clean it out better, and then they'll dump it again. So there's many options for how you can clean it.
Yeah.
But the
Do you
easiest
use
way,
bleach though? Like,
I don't,
no, it's not bad
just
as
because
well.
it's a harsher chemical, but any heavy duty industrial cleaner
Yeah.
for RVs is the one you want to get for
Okay.
cleaning your black tank.
So there's no water over here.
Nope,
So once you know
because there's,
your waste will just
when you're hooked up to water at the campsite, so
Yeah.
if you were hooked up to city connection,
Yeah.
as soon as I pull this, water will come down.
Yeah.
But
oh,
right
so there's
now,
automatic
because
flush
yes,
because there's no like home toilet.
yeah, no,
or-
not like that. Nope. What you would do when you go to the bathroom, then it would be like,
Just a little water.
I leave a water bottle in here when I go camping. Like in my trailer, I always have a water bottle with water, and you just pour however much water you think you need for whatever you're
Yeah.
doing, and then just pull your lever, and it will send a little bit of water through here.
Oh, okay.
To
So
help
there's
to-
a water will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's
How
what you-
many? How many?
How many flushes?
How many liters in one flush?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe not a liter.
I don't know.
Because you're gonna.
I know my tank.
So because you're
I
gonna.
go camping with 6 guys when we go camping, and I don't have to dump my trailer till the end of the 4th day.
You don't,
okay.
Yeah,
So-
you don't finish it.
Yeah, so it's
Maybe it doesn't give a lot because it's just gonna flush the.
For example, one
Yeah.
flush you're gonna consume.
and some people like I don't.
half a liter of water, so then your tank is only 40 liters. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some
So
campsites
no more
have.
pooping.
Yeah, go in the woods. It's a rule. It's actually a rule in my trailer. Unless it's nighttime and you're too scared to leave the trailer, go somewhere else.
so there's
So that's how you flush your toilet.
so we can put a fan over here, small fan,
All right, now
to,
let's head
to
back out.
suction the
Yeah,
to suction.
yeah, it's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. All right, so back to where we were. So that's how
So
you're
that's
gonna.
how you're gonna flush the
stick
the
the
black tank.
garden hose in, and it just keeps running water through it like a cycle. So that's your dumping.